All right, YouTube, let's go. We are back. Happy Wednesday. If you are new to the channel, I am Michael James. This is Michael James Fine Art, and it is Watercolor Wednesday. It's going to be a good day. We are working on a commission today, finishing up a project we've been going on for about a week now, maybe 10 days. I don't know. Time's all relative, right? Whatever. But we're finishing up. Last one. 5-piece Naruto emotion project. Happy, sad, shy or embarrassed, afraid, and angry. Of course I forget angry because that's just not even an emotion I can relate with. But we are enjoying. It's been a very fun project. They're all coming out so unique and so different. We're finishing it out today. We have the last one right here. We are very excited. We'll pop it up right there and boom. There it is. And we've talked about it throughout the project, but again, today we're going to go in, we're going to paint it, watercolor, line work if we can, if we have time depending, going 7 to 9, so we'll see. And ultimately, we're going to, like the other ones, which again, you can watch back, we're going to do a whole video on them all, shorts and all that sort of stuff. There's some shorts floating around on Instagram, TikTok, I think even YouTube as well, so be sure check those out if you want. Links in the description. But I've talked about kind of making sure that the background fits with the emotion of the piece so that they're all very different and unique, but still very much my style or stylized. So far so good. We finished one earlier today and we have our last one right here out of our 5. Our last one, afraid, scared, which is pretty fun. We've have a very fun piece, very fun pose. I'm gonna go in the background first. Open it right up because I usually just talk for a while, so we'll just open it right up today. Background first. Gonna go in a whole background, dark to light. We're gonna bring in dark to lights, and this will be purple in his eyes. Well, purple behind the eyes, white eyes. Regular coloring, loose washes, kind of some crisp, clean shadows, and some white highlights going through. And that's gonna be it. So we're gonna wrap it up. It's a very fun project so far. We're enjoying it. So we're happy we started. It was one that we were kind of not sure we were gonna do and trying to figure out how to make it work. But we are very happy that we did move forward with it because it's been a lot of fun. I guess I'm gonna fix that one line. Everybody could see that one line. Nobody's gonna say anything, all right? Perfect, guys. And I talked about it a little bit last time, but that is the beauty of why I like the live stream. I think there's something special about seeing artists fix work and work through problems and issues, and then just enjoying the process. Because again, there's a lot of people that might be in their studio painting and drawing, and sometimes to sit with other artists is the best thing you can do. Sit and chill and create others that are doing that same thing. It's very fun. So I'm just going in and kind of fixing some of this line work. That's all. We have our sad drying right now. We recorded the process, so again, we'll be doing a video for them all. So similar to like some of the other watercolors that we've done where that are a little bit more detailed, I do like having all the line work so that I don't have to wonder too much. I can more pick and choose in the watercolor stage rather than have to draw with the watercolor. I think that's just a preference. Not that you still don't draw with the watercolor, but you're picking and choosing what to draw, what to leave out, what shape to continue, shape to enhance, etc. It's genuinely cleaning up some of the line work here that I guess kind of sloppy. Somebody I don't know who drew this, but man, he did a pretty sloppy job here and there. I'm kidding. So I'd hear that and I'd be like, I knew he doesn't draw his own. Thing to think, but a weird world. Again, all of these I will go over with a pen at the end, but I don't want them to be messy lines for the watercolor because then it's just going to kind of mess up edges of the paints almost. Might see some of that more than the watercolor, which I don't want to happen. It's actually very funny painting this. This is like the exact emotion before every piece ever created here live on stream. I figure it out, you know, but at first, right now, it's kind of me on the inside. And then, you know, you find your way, but, right? You're looking at that blank canvas. Don't feel alone if that's how you feel. So right now, it's like, oh, wow, look at that. I realized why I was able to draw this one pretty easily. Art is exciting, difficult, and terrifying. No, it's not terrifying. I'm joking. Like we were talking about, it's not scary about it. You mess it up, you do it again, right? Which is, we talked about like that's a punishment. Like, oh no, I have to paint more. Yeah, okay. Why is that a bad thing all of a sudden? Oh, I don't want to repaint that. Why? If you get to keep painting, isn't that just the best case scenario? Somebody's mind must have just went like, oh, never thought of that before. Or everybody's just laughing. All right, I'm gonna need a bigger brush here. We have to wet the back of the canvas paper. I want to try aqua board, so that's something we can talk about, which nobody's gonna care about but me. Aqua board is cool. It's like a watercolor canvas. Looks very fun. I've talked a little bit about my palette setup, and I've kind of clearly cleaned out this top one. This is not cool. I'm gonna get rid of that, but for the background I wanted more space than down here, and I didn't want to mess up the yellow and orange I have down here too much, so this will work. I'm gonna kind of just use like a little circle here. Kind of very similar to what we're gonna. I can't see too much of it here. See, I'm kind of just going through, and I'm gonna mix this way, and almost let these paints mix on here, similar to how they're gonna mix right on the paper. It's kind of letting me see it. Easy way to visualize it, right? Why not? And then easy way to make, so again, now I can just go in, I can go into this color, put it down, I can go into this color, put it down, this color, put it down, this color, put it down, and then I can go back into it instead of mixing up each one and losing these pools of color and then not being able to necessarily tweak it along the way. I'll be able to tap back into the yellow, the orange, the red, the middle tones, any of those. I don't know. Fun little thing my brain told me to do. Might not work. We'll see. Time will tell. We always say. Let's jump right into it. This is always when weirdly back and forth, so no judgment, please. Remember, I'm trying to see the glare of the water is what I'm doing. I can kind of see some of it on the monitor too. I talk about when I look left, I can see my monitor. Third person active here. Trying to stay out of the camera, that's why I'm standing now. I learned today that if I stand, I can see it easier than coming over the top. So standing, I can see all the glares I need to see. Pretty fun, right? Who knew? All right, we're gonna go in with a lot of water here. So this is a super loose wash we're going for. And we're gonna see how it turns out, much like all the other ones here. Right? Why not? Trying to dry certain sections here and there. Just a little bit. I'm just pressing the paper towel in to dry up a little bit of the water, right? Why not? Can't hurt. I guess what do we work? Light to dark here, I think. Has to be. Oh, that's gonna be pure. I just dug way too far into that pan of yellow. We're gonna have some yellow backgrounds here. Uh-oh. Yes, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's fair, right? Nope. Okay, let's keep going right across here. Orange. See, I very much want the water to be mixing the paint. I don't for the background. I don't mind if it's a subtle mix, a subtle wash. I kind of like the looseness of it. I'm just very much trying to, again, trying to convey some sort of emotion, the color in the, right? I don't know. I might be missing on every mark, but good. The other ones look pretty cool, that's for sure. Totally the wrong color. Wow. Like a dark yellow. Terrible. And I guess let's just work right back into the yellow here a little. I do want there to be a little more saturation in the background on this one. Some of the other ones, I might tilt it so that it kind of keeps working down here. Set up my little angle here so I can pull this out now. Look at it. Boom. All about innovation. Now we slowly lift. We'll reposition. There you go. See. That's just gonna keep the water moving down and keep it from, not keep it, I shouldn't say that. It will still spread across, but it won't spread as far across as if it's just sort of like vertical or horizontal where it can just spread out. It'll keep going down this way. Working for me so far. Does need a little blue. Does need some nice blue somewhere because otherwise it'll just feel too out of place if it's just in one piece. Baby. They're gonna leave some of the colors bleeding into the character. I think I saw that on some of the other pieces. I really liked it. A little, not as much on this one. Not as much. Actually, I kind of can, I guess. Can I? The orange. The hair here, that's annoying. I like these brushes, but unfortunately they kind of lose hairs a lot. They're not old brushes. No, I'm not gonna have him going too much through the character actually on this one either. Unfortunately. Kind of gonna clean up some of these edges. At least as of right now. As of right now. So I just put water on the edge of the watercolor block, so that the water wouldn't pool up there, so that it would actually just continue over. Without adding water to here, I'm hoping it won't like take away too much of the paint. It'll just naturally keep flowing over. But we'll see. It could cauliflower right up. We'll see. Yeah, you know what we can do though? We can put in a nice orange we'll go the other way with it. Let's have the character. I got it. We'll have the character go the other way here. We'll have the character blend into the background a little bit, and then we'll close that. But while we have, instead of waiting for the background to dry here, instead of working the background into the yeah. I don't love that orange though. Not great, Bob. Yeah, let's see what happens on some of these mixes here. Because we actually have oh, now I have to put it flat though, because I don't want it to just go down. Because we have enough white spots around the edges to keep our edges, even if it kind of all blends here. Interesting, actually. Could give us some cool marks. Maybe we end up leaving more than we are planning. But we knew one thing. We had to put orange in this whole coat. So... yeah. As it kind of bleeds out, it'll be interesting. It'll be some cool marks here and there for sure. And then there are some parts that are going to be drier edges. That's all supposed to be blue. Okay, we can cover that. That's fine. Oh, see, the drawing was half done. Not half done, but I knew I did a sloppy job on this. That's what happens to the last one. Always going to be the toughest. And then we're just going to... up here. You might be able to get it pretty close to white. The only part that was gonna... oh no, that's actually the only part that didn't really melt. I was gonna say the edge part that's gonna be cool is still there. All right, we'll get that fully back to white. See? I know mistakes. You're always fine. Happy accidents. Like Bobby Ross says. I'm gonna put water down there. Yeah, that'll work. We'll be able to cover that with the blue. I was thinking about covering the whole thing and then trying to do that, but it had been so quick that it kind of felt like we would be able to remove a lot of it. Like this new orange more, actually, I think. I think it's a little less warm, this little new orange that I'm putting down, which I kind of like more. Paint's staying put pretty well. I think it's because I didn't go in and wet the whole part that I'm painting here necessarily. But its color is holding really well. It's going to be cool as it bleeds out into that. That'll be a cool thing to have almost his skin kind of like shaking or vibrating a little. It's got the Caribbean music playing. Islander boy. Kind of be on that island soon. Island time. I don't know if we'll... Guess that's what I'm gonna call it. Close enough. Trying to go in and even out the wash, this first wash, as much as I can because the paint is moving a bit. So I'm trying to kind of find some of the spots that look significantly lighter. Not all of them. Because it's going to dry how it's going to dry anyway. So I don't want to do too much. But yeah. Right, we're gonna pop around here. We're gonna go up to yellow, actually. I don't want this blue to bleed into this orange. Orange is the center. Strong's all not done here. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right, good catch, good catch, good catch, good catch. Never know. These last ones, they'll get you. I don't want it to be that. Or crisis aversion. Something's a little bit wrong. You just got, fix it. I'm gonna go right over that because I'll cover that up like I do with a little bit darker wash and my white pen. Cool. I would have been sad if I missed that till the end. I would have been sad. But I could have fixed it still. Could have just redone it if I had to. But no, I don't have to worry about it. I noticed it. So you're always checking. Always checking angles, values, colors, drawing, proportions, shapes. Check it all. Comfortable you are with the drawing? Or you should check it. One thing I am trying to avoid is resting my hand anywhere on the even edge of the painting or watercolor block, because sometimes your palm will rest and it'll pick up a little bit of the paint and actually leave some white marks. I mean, I don't need a it's not like that, you can just kind of rest your hand next to it as a small piece. Having it parallel or just flat on the table in front makes it a little easier. A lot of times I just kind of hold like this, hold here. Easy enough. Old pinstriping. Ask those old pinstripers. Those dudes didn't rest their hand on anything. It was wild. So impressive. Calligraphy's like that too, but calligraphy's just smaller, I think. But I guess large scale calligraphy, right? So impressive when people can just do those lines. I worked at a sign shop when I was younger, and the guy that I worked with was still doing old school pinstriping because his father did it growing up. That's how he was taught. So instead of vinyl pinstriping, we were doing hand pinstriping, and it was like not cost effective, but it was awesome to watch. And they would just prop up. They would get their elbow in their hand and then just. All right, there. It's pretty cool. All the way down. Find the line. Find it again. Just keep going. Did motorcycles and Harleys and stuff. It was pretty dope. I always wanted to. I never got to it. I just went back to school. I just never went back to school and then kind of just kept on keeping on. Good job though. It was a really fun job actually too. Just create signs, do vinyl work, wrap cars, good stuff. Shout out Simple Signs. They're still crushing it, man. I mean, I guess they were last time I was on the Cape, at least. I like it. Okay. I'm just thinking of how I want to layer in the colors here always. I guess not always. It's a weird thing to put in the end of that sentence there. Right now, I'm weighing how to put in which colors in what order and stuff. I don't want it to mix too much around certain colors. So I'm putting those in where I don't want them to mix necessarily. Like I don't want too much going into the yellow. It'll overpower it. I don't want the skin picking up this dark red. It'll just be too much. I did a lot of blending on the sad that I just completed. I think it's much easier to blend away from when you have more room for like the face and the figure. I think what makes me a little hesitant is because it's the focal point is like here. The minute you start messing with the focal point, it just becomes it gets smaller and smaller. And when it's already a small piece and just a small focal point, I didn't want it to shrink too much. So on a piece like I was saying, the one that I did for sad, it's actually a whole figure. Tim sitting. The whole figure. And so it's easier to kind of lose the outside edges, the bottom part, the feet, the fingers, because they're like over here. And the focal point's here, but there's more going on here. So it's a little bit easier to kind of mix and match and play with the edges. Like a test with less questions, like we've talked about, right? Sometimes less marks means you have to kind of make them a little bit more carefully. Or, you know, specifically weighted, if that makes sense. Hey, hey, hey. Looking good. Thank you. Appreciate you. How you doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? No more basketball. I don't know what to do with myself now. Because there's playoff, the NBA playoffs, there's a few games left, but it's not the same. It's a big bummer. It's always such a just like 100 to 0. And then it's like baseball season. It's just a bummer. Doing good. Just creating, painting, finishing up the commission. Final one we got here. Final one we got. I'll let that blend a little. Yuck for baseball. I know, that's what I mean. But that's all it is now. No football. We have playoff basketball, which is good. Like just started too, I think, right? Everybody's all excited. Last Thursday or something. I don't know. Do a wild job of keeping those sports year round for money wise. There's always something on. There's always a source of advertising. He was talking about Mr. Beast's ad, like what he gets for ad revenue the other day, and it was like it's just insane the money that those commercials will get you. I'm just mixing up a skin tone here. Working on getting like the palette in as well. Palette in, not paladin. No. But seriously. Until I'm able to cover all of that, it's always that weird awkward time that I'm just like not doing anything to the piece. That means I'm mixing paint. Might be known, might not be known. I don't really know. I don't like to assume. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have a little blue going across the eyes here. And I'm going to do it in 2 sections so that it doesn't blend into the hands. I think. Now we might just go right in for it. We might just go right into it. We're just YOLOing it. What's the worst case scenario? A little different than we thought it was gonna. It's not that bad of a worst case, let me tell you. Smart human mixes up that color before. I have no idea what this is. I have not ever put a purple next to a skin tone with watercolor. I'll be honest. We're experimenting with first here, gang. That's the beauty of live. No edits going on here. Just a scared artist trying not to mess up. No. I joke. I joke. I don't have to try not to mess up. Messing up, that is. No, I don't. I'm just rambling. Like I said, this is very much what I feel like is this guy. Okay with that, though, actually, right? Here again. Here. I mean, I don't know, right? That works for me. Oh no, we went into the hand. Not the gumdrop buttons. Hell yeah. Okay with all of that. Yeah, okay with that actually. All that. Yep. Talked about this a few times, but if you ever need like a really nice dark, like darker than black, but you can tint it still, it's you can go like with a magenta or an alizarin crimson, preferably like an alizarin crimson, and a navy, like a dark navy blue, and they make a really, really, really nice dark shade that you can either shift to the warm or cool side depending if it's more navy or more alizarin crimson / magenta. I say magenta because I feel like most alizarin crimson is not a commonly known color. Maybe it is. I don't know. I did not know about it other than art stuff. But it's like this very dark red. That's what I keep putting down almost. And when you go in, show it quick. can show it like this. That's what this is. So I use that here. It's almost like an alizarin crimson here. Like a navy. You see how it makes that like super, super dark. And the more you add to it, you can get it like a value darker than an actual black paint most of the time. Just a lot of fun when you go in your darks. And it's still tinted. It still has a lit. Look at how nice. And I mean, that's just, you can see it's purple. But if it goes down, it's going to go down as almost a jet black. Here's black, the paint. There's black, there's that. Just, I mean, and you can just keep mixing in more. So I would just keep adding this blue. And it's already darker. Again, that's actual black paint, and that's a mixture. That's how you can actually add in a darker dark into the last little punch of a value sometimes. And I don't even always use it like that. I use it because I just love being able to tint that like magenta to navy for this background here. Really nice color. Really nice color mixture. Drop it. That's what teaching is. That's fine. I just needed a sip of my juice. Five minutes, and a break. But first, I'm gonna hit another layer of flesh tones. I think I might not actually. I might just go with the dark value, some shadows. All under here. So see, I want to make sure that the value is dark enough. Kind of want it to be a little darker than that, I think. Want it a little darker. Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely a value, right? Feed. Just going around, and in this instance, I'm just copying exactly the shape. I'm trying to again mix watercolor with almost like the manga style. So I am trying to keep it illustrative. I'm trying to find that mixture, that balance that I think is very fun actually. Not actually shadows here, but sometimes you just got to do it, you know? The only thing I'm trying to be very careful about is sometimes if you can even see right here, yeah, you can just barely. Right here. That little space. Sometimes with watercolors, it doesn't reach all the way to the edge of the lines if you're doing it like filling in lines. So you just have to make sure you really get all the way to the edge of the line. Something like a tattoo almost, right? And sometimes you can fix that if you go back through it with like a nice dark thick line, but you don't really want to have to do that if you don't have to. You just want it to work. Preferably. It's gonna be fun because I'm starting to really use a lot of these paints, so it's gonna be interesting to see what pans I end up using like the most paints out of each time. I don't like it. I like it where it is. I was gonna go through and kind of touch up the face here, but I want to. I like where it's at, but see? Oh, you don't do it. first time my hand slipped in like on stream, maybe period, but in a long time. Yeah, it's a little cleaner at least. Can at least kind of soften out that edge here. Very subtle. You can't really. Blue, white, white, black lines, black, black, white, white outline, blue, blue, same blue, gray, dark blonde. In case anyone was wondering what was going through my head. All right, let's see. I think this is gonna be the right value. Always values, everybody. Value, value, value. Thought you could get away with value with colors? You were mistaken. Only more difficult. Now you have hue, chroma, saturation, value. Gotta get the right shape. Out of all of that, values are still the most important thing. So honestly, it's all charcoal. That's why when you see ateliers or fine art students or classes, it's always charcoal or graphite drawing. The greatest, best, absolute thing that you can learn: line and value. And drawing, I guess, which is proportions, but kind of what I was thinking when I said line, because you don't really learn line, but line is like proportion drawing. So when I was toning the beginning, when I was doing the background, I was keeping in mind that I kind of knew that some of the sides were going to be darker in value. So I could bring the values, that color a little closer and keep this a little bit lighter and it would still show through. Now I kind of have to put my hand on here. Mark. So you can tell by the edges. See how some of these are just sharp angled edges? Clearly that's what I'm focusing on. That's very much the illustrative quality, like the manga style that I sort of want to keep, almost like it's a marker, or I'll be able to angle it with a pen as well. But that's very much kind of what I'm trying to mix in and play with some of these natural edges with the same style of a manga creation or anime style artwork. I don't know. That's my own interpretation. All right. A break here. I also want to finish up the orange. I want to finish out the orange shadows. Because I want to come back and knock out the blue part of the outfit. And I don't want it to blend into the dark orange. Sorry, sometimes I get quiet for these little marks. Because this is a little bit like I've talked about. This is close to jarring, right? Putting the right size shape in the right spot. That's all painting is just putting the right size shape in the right spot and just making sure it's also the right color. Pretty simple when you think of it like that, right? go. That one makes sense because again, as you have to think of the clothes, right? Up, it's gonna wrinkle back in. Back to the good jams. Back to the vibes. Right, now we're getting there. I'm gonna pull this right down. Just simple shapes right now. Just simple value, darker shadow shapes is all I'm thinking. Designing the piece like I talk about a little bit compositionally, right? Thinking about that almost always a little to an extent. Here. I mean, that's pretty much it right there. For the orange, not for the piece, not for the piece. Sorry. Just checking and thinking the orange, and again trying to finish that up so that when I come back from a quick break, I can go in through the blue, gray, whites, see where we're at, and maybe line it right out. Leave that like that. Said it was done. Let's make it done. How about that? Beautiful. I'm okay with all of it where it's at right now. I'm gonna come back in. We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. I'm gonna just stretch out the legs, finish my smoothie. Navy blue, white, black, white, navy blue, gray. Outline. Look at how cool some of this is gonna look when it breaks out behind the line. It's gonna look dope. All right, cool. Quick 5-minute break. Grab a glass of water. Everybody stay hydrated. Go for a stretch, walk, whatever you want to do. But we'll be back 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe down below. Most important thing. It helps the channel a lot. And we'll be right back. Much love, gang. All right, let's get it. This look like super fuzzy. I don't know. Maybe it's just it was just this. It looked fine on the tube. All right, let's do this. We're going in dark blues. My favorite part of this ceramic palette is how easy it is to just wipe away paint. I hate having to deal with like small pans. Shando, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Happy Wednesday, my guy. How we doing? How's the week going? Let's see. We gotta get this blue down. Gotta get the blue. Skin brush tone right over there. We don't need that. Yeah, that all works. All good, man. Can't complain. We love it. We love hearing it, brother. All good is always good, baby. Traveling this week? We chilling? I know you said you were heading back home, I think for Saturday, maybe for the weekend. I don't know if we're back traveling. You are. I'm hoping you're having good travels. All good, all safe. Enjoyable and living the dream. Yeah, you guys are having some pizza night. That's fun. You ended up talking me into pizza that night too. But I went out and got. It was tasty. Again, I'm working on getting a camera for my palette here, or at least including it in the image. And I think I kind of know how we can for next time. So when I'm mixing like this, I realize it's definitely kind of boring time. Good blue. I like that blue. It's a little too like royal though, I think. I need to be a little bit more navy here. That's kind of what we want. We're a little darker. That's perfect. I don't know if there's like a Naruto blue that I should be using, but picking up a lot of the yellow from underneath, you can tell. Another fun part, we'll fix all these edges with a pen and it'll just look real nice and crisp. why, again, sometimes the values, sometimes doing it the way I'm doing it is not actually how I work. But I like the reveal of going over it with that pen at the end. Same buyer or different? So same big project. He's having me do 5 Narutos for a 5 Narutos, all different emotions, and he's a child therapist. So he's going to have them in like his office and framed up and use them to kind of express emotions to children and have them like work through and talk through about it, which is, I thought would be pretty cool. Like, I love that. It's an awesome idea. Let's rock and roll. So that's why they're all kind of such extreme emotions versus like maybe fun Naruto like images or scenes or something like that. That's why I've definitely pushed the background, the poses, the emotions. But I thought it was an awesome idea. That was a super cool idea. So yeah, he wanted 3 to 5. I said, let's talk it out. Let's see what the emotions we can do. Came up with 5 emotions. I think there's like 7 main emotions or something. I guess that's almost just going to be a black line there. I almost maybe should have just left that as is, but that's okay. Because I'm thinking as I was doing it that it's just going to be too skinny to kind of do like 2 lines, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Very nice idea. It's cool, right? I thought it was cool too. I was like, that's awesome. Let's do it. Super cool. I was super honored that he even thought of like my work to do like a project like that, which that was cool. Yeah, and I'm just all about good vibes. So I was like, I love that, you know. Helping anyone deal with their ish. We are all about that. We love that. Wait, I was gonna go right in, but I don't want it to just blend right in yet. I don't really want that to happen. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I want it to be a nice, clean, different color there. Gee, we're gonna use a blow dryer quick. Yeah. And that's it. Understanding that mental cat. That's it, man. I'm gonna mute myself just for a second. I'm still here. Obviously, I'm just using a blow dryer, and so it just doesn't sound like, you know, a jet engines in the stream. Right. See, easy enough. Now that's all nice and dry, we can go right in. Blow drying doesn't really do anything other than just speed up the drying process. It can move paint, obviously, if like you have a lot of water and loose paint. On our angry one, we used to kind of spread the paint out a little. Oh, I just dipped into yellow and changed my color. But for like stuff like that, it just dries the paint, dries the water quicker. It makes it a little easier to keep cruising right through it. And the paper can still be kind of wet. There might still be some like blending and bleeding just because it's watercolor paper, so it's pretty thick. If you are using watercolor paper, I always recommend 300 GSM, grams per square meter, I think. Might not be what that means, but ultimately 140 pound. There's 300. I found like 400 GSM, almost, I think 300 pound paper. Oh, cardboard. Like just, oh, it'd be so great to work on. They only sell it in huge rolls. That's just not worth it for me right now. But I will get it one day. One day, it will be mine. All right, so see, that's beautiful. That has a little shimmer. That's great. We're gonna go through that with a nice dark pen. You can make this a little grayish. I'm almost trying to reverse this here. I think I have this too thick of paint, and I'm almost wondering if I can pick some up. How? Sounds expensive too. It is exactly that. And they only sell it in like huge rolls because like obviously it just doesn't, not very popular. Majority of papers 140 pound. Majority of very good watercolor paper. And like 100% cotton. And there's like 100% Egyptian cotton that's like 300 pound. It's like just gorgeous linen pretty much. But again, unless you're really ripping out some serious, you don't even need it either. Like I wouldn't, it would be a waste to do that for this because you can work into it forever. That paper would just never get like worn out or rip or warp. So it would be for like a pretty cool, you know what I mean? You would probably do like a pretty realistic, large, pretty serious piece. Similar like when people like paint on aluminum or other metals. I've done that. Same thing though, I felt the same way. I was like, it just didn't feel like, the paper's probably very different actually. Painting on aluminum just felt like a waste because you just really cover it. The watercolor paper is probably very different because again, you can just keep drawing into it essentially. That would be magical. But yeah, you'd want to do a pretty serious like realism piece or something like that, I would assume. Just that you could kind of keep working back in and out of. To do like a 2-hour painting on it would just not. It would just be pretty brutal. It'd be gorgeous for like drawing also. You could even, oof, for a charcoal drawing. Oh man. That's like art porn right there. That'll get artists going. Because you could just draw into it for so, like you could erase. Oh, it'd be crazy. I didn't like that, to be honest. You can always try it and then just, you know, change your mind. It just didn't work. I don't mind the blue. I don't mind the blue here. It just looks better. It didn't look like dialed in because it was washed out. All right. Gray. Gray, you can mix complementary colors, so red and green, blue and orange, purple and yellow, and they just neutralize each other to a nice different gray. Sometimes they make great like tones for grays. Like really nice values. And like tinted grays, right? Like different cools, cool and warm. That's what a lot of oil painting is, to be honest. Kind of why I've been enjoying these you know, more vibrant, colorful pieces. Get into realism, it's a lot of just grays. But it's fun. Oil painting's very fun, that's for sure. I'm working on setting up a camera to get back to oil painting. Because the only problem I had was I just didn't like the quality of the angle and the content that I was getting. It's just, it was not quite there. So I'm setting up a tripod. I'm trying to set up, see how I can get some really nice, clean content. Camera angles, it's going to be set up right on my shoulder and one right over my head. So that'll be pretty cool. Because we'll be back to oil painting, charcoal drawing. We'll be doing all of that again. That's kind of why we haven't been doing that. Is just because I haven't been able to get... It's just like off angle, which then just doesn't look quite right. And then it kind of just frustrates me that it's not good quality. So that's the only reason we haven't really been doing that stuff. Just so anybody's been wondering. But the digital art's been Monday, but we will be going back to charcoal drawing, charcoal gesture, all of that. We'll be mixing it up still, changing it up a lot, but that is the reason of why there hasn't been really any lately. I like that. Happy I noticed that. Cool. Kind of gray out the teeth here. Right, all right, all right. Makes sense, right? I guess. I'm looking at a reference that I've sketched, drawn, redrawn, and kind of worked out on my iPad over and over again. And so then I just bring the reference into, I just airdrop it onto the old Mac game. So that's when I'm looking up. There is a reference that I'm using. I always work with references. I always recommend referencing, using references. Like I said, I do a lot of compositional work in like Photoshop, Adobe, Illustrator, all that sort of stuff because it's just an easier process. There's a lot of tools out there. That can make because painting's tough, painting's hard, painting's difficult. The argument of somebody saying it's not is like, well, then you can't use like a maul stick because that's assisting you as well. The stick that people rest their hand on. It's like nobody ever complains about that. Same thing. Cool. Don't do that. Don't put your paintbrushes in your mouth. Don't do that. It's very bad. Very bad. It's a very bad habit that I have developed. But for obvious reasons. Maybe not obvious, but you have paint and mediums all over your hands and you're holding your brush. And then you put your brush in your mouth. Obviously, you're ingesting a lot of that. So don't do that. Really nice and clean. So we won't be lining it on stream because it's going to be, well, I guess we're not going to be that wet. Maybe we'll go through quickly. We'll try it. I'll blow dry it again and we'll go through and line it out real quick and see what we can do. Because all we have to do is line it up and add white highlights. Right? Yeah. Cool. All right, I'm gonna use the blow dryer again real quick. You're like one of those cool like blow dryer holsters, so I can be like quick push, quick draw, quick dry. Ha! That'd be good. That'd be pretty funny though. All right, I'm gonna move some of this just so I can put my arm down. Definitely have a very different setup from lining to painting to drawing, any of the above. So different necessities, right? Only way to tell. What else is another trick out there? Let me know. Might still do this actually. I think I'm gonna. A bunch of inventions to try to keep my hand on the paper. I just it's part of the art. It's part of real art. That's what I'm doing. My hand, my fingerprint, my marks might be on it. I don't know. Part of me doing it. Try your best, you know, but all right, so again, we're gonna work this way and see what we can do. I might have to turn it and like turn accordingly depending on the line, but see what we can do. Guess I won't use this. I have to. I have to until I see if it picks up paint at least. Again, this is 100% interpretive, up to you, however you want to line it, whatever your style. If you want to use thick lines, messy lines, whatever you want to do. That's the beauty of, that's what art is. I'm doing it a little bit crisper, like I've mentioned, because I kind of want that manga illustrative style mixed with the looseness of watercolor. But if you want to come in here and do stuff like that, to be honest, it might look more interesting. I don't know. So again, it's like that might look cooler than that, right? I mean, I actually normally would prefer this, but I think again, because I'm going for that like illustrative manga style, like I've talked about, I kind of want it a little cleaner. So I very much want that to be kind of known and the focal point of everyone's work out there. that me, it doesn't really matter who you're watching. Just do your own work. Take a page from them. Learn a technique. Be inspired. Hell, copy an image if you want, but make it your own. I don't really care. Everything's copied. Who's seen the clip with Pharrell and Dave Grohl? Tracks have been stolen, artwork, and it's not stolen, it's inspiring, right? That's what art is. I'm gonna link that in Discord now, that clip I'm talking about, because it's fascinating and very cool. Yeah, so again, my whole point of that is whatever artwork you want to do, and don't judge my straight lines. I think that's ultimately what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think it is picking up just. When you are doing line work though like this, make sure you have some sort of good relaxing like zen sort of music that is not gonna startle you, distract you. You'll see me, I like kind of dance and move to everything. That's kind of okay, but you don't want to be dancing and moving too much. I listen to a lot of podcasts when I work, but I wouldn't do that. I couldn't listen to a podcast while I'm like doing this line work. Again, because I'm trying to make it clean. So it's all relative to, I guess, what kind of line work you're doing. To be fair. Look at how cool that orange looks coming out. That was nice. We knew that was going to be nice. Good call there, Ariel. Stair diving champ. Extraordinaire VIP, 1 of 1. Only ever to compete because it was too impressive. Had to end there. But it was her idea to kind of start mixing some of the colors. Wasn't gonna do it that much on this one. Much dove down the stairs. She just jumped into chat and said, I think you better mix those colors. Right, you're right, you're right. You can see how much nicer and cleaner it looks in here with the black. Once you add that nice black outline, that values. Fun to outline it at the end like this, because again it just kind of comes to life in such a fun way. And I talk about a lot of times kind of not doing this, but with lining like this you either end up doing it twice because the lines just don't stay crisp throughout the painting, so it kind of just made more sense to just go through and leave it and address it like at the end, you know? For these styles. Again, it's all different stuff depending on what you're doing. All right. Now I'm getting nervous because I'm kind of all over the place here. And I don't want to smudge the ink if I can help it. I say if it happens, it's not the end of the world, right? But it'd be pretty cool if it didn't. A good example of a push of me like pushing a line right there when I talked about sometimes it's easier to pull or push or pull. You saw me kind of come straight down. Now it would be pushing a line. That's pulling. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's for my brain. I guess pulling it might be towards you, pushing might be away. I kind of thought of it as like I was pushing it down. I don't know. That's how my crazy brain works. So maybe I'm literally doing it opposite. But that to me is sort of like the difference. Like that's what you have to move it for. Sometimes it's just easier to come in a certain angle. Me to go like this is difficult. I am going to stay on this line here. And when you're doing little angles and small straight lines, you want to find the easiest lines, easiest angles, easiest direction to kind of make them work. I'm always checking and just drying off and cleaning the underside of my hand too. Anytime I like pick it up, I wipe it. The pens should dry pretty quick. They don't always. And I guess it very much depends on what kind of pen you're using. Marking this up here, hold on. A little over time here. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Close. I have to. Which way here? Go like this. Hold on. That edge, that blend came out nice. That's really fun. the eyes I'm making very shaky. I almost want them to have the most like movement and unsureness because it's afraid. Right? Don't those eyes kind of look like spooky, afraid eyes? Not like they're spooked, like they've been spooked. The big difference there. How was your Wednesday? Great day, man. Great day, no complaints. A lot of painting, a lot of drawing, a lot of video editing. Really trying to get some a lot of that good solid YouTube content out there to get that YouTube growth. Got a goal for that 1,000 sub mark. You gotta hit those thousands. Gotta hit that 1,000. So we're really grinding the content. We got another video coming, new shorts. A lot of good fun stuff. Yeah, it was a good day. It was like rainy, so it was a nice studio day. Nice day to just stay inside. Girlfriend was doing art all day. He was making jewelry. We were both just grinding away in the studio. It was good stuff. Tough to beat those days, you know? Tough to beat those days. Oh yeah, very nice, very nice, very nice. How's your Wednesday? How's your week? Are you traveling this week? I don't think you ain't. No, you haven't. Yeah, are you traveling? I don't think so, but maybe. Either way, I hope you're having a good week too, brother. I know you like traveling though, so. Nah, I'm home. There you go. That's nice. That's gotta always be nicer, though. Not nicer, but still fun. Be it ever so humble. There's no place like home. Good. That's good, my guy. Family time, pizza parties, anything fun going on? I feel like you're a mini golf guy. You a mini golf guy? Been craving mini golf. That's why that's where that came from. Might be random, but I've been craving some mini golf. I want to be, but I can't commit the time to it. Yeah, no, I got you. Regular golf, hell no, me neither. I've always wanted to. I tried for a while. I got like decent. I'm decent enough. I'm not decent. That's not true. I can get out there and play sort of, but like the same. I just didn't have the time. I couldn't do the time either. Just the hardest fucking game in the world. Definitely soak the cigars. Okay, I get it. I got you. I like that. Right, the vibe is cool. Everything about it. Drinking, chilling, sun. Usually money. Usually fucking people are loaded there, so you know, the worst place to be. But yeah, no, I don't do it much either. I can't do it much either. So I like the mini golf. I like the putt putt. The old little courses, those are the fun ones. A little mini golf here. I keep wanting to go to. That line, that was supposed to be. We'll make that work. My father golfs all the time. It's so funny. Don't get into it though. Maybe at some point. It's definitely fun, right? I mean, yeah. Again, it's like anything. You go out there, and the majority. It's one of those funny things that way more people are very bad at it than even decent. I remember going with the first time with my buddy back in the day, sort of. And again, I was never good. I like hit the ball. I could go like from point A to point B. And it's so funny, he got out there and he was like very nervous. And I'm like, oh no, you're fine, dude. These guys are gonna, you'll probably outdrive them. He's like, dude, it's my first time ever swinging the club. I'm like, trust me. Might be theirs too. And we get out, the dude like duffs it. I'm like, see, there you go. I shank mine. He like ended up hitting it, I think, actually, maybe farthest. Maybe second. I was like, there you go. When you instantly just kind of feel, all right, everybody's bad at it. It's very different than going to like play a lot of other sports. Driving range is fun. Top golf is, that's it. That's it. That's the good stuff. That's the best because there's no stress. Just fun. How do you beat that? I bet pushing a line is away from you. Makes a lot more sense. We're approaching that finish line Rapidamente. All we have, I think, is some white highlights here. I'm just trying to check all the line work. And just keep it clean if I can. If I have to go over somewhere. I'm trying to do so on the almost the exact same path, so it doesn't get like a nice too thick of a line. These are gonna be white because they're gonna be tiers. That'll be gel pen. Bing bong. It's so different once it has that nice outline. Once it has a nice outline, it's just such a different feel to the piece. Yeah, it pops it all out, right? Everything sort of starts to, yeah. All the colors settle in and then they pop right out. They appear in. All the lines sort of, the values all make sense. The darks don't, you know what I mean? The lights kind of are separated. All the shapes different. Oh, it's so fun. Just so exciting. All right, so we have to go in and fix that one part here. We are going to kind of cover up this. Okay. Let's see. We're going to fix this. Oh. A little bit of white. Sometimes it's tricky because when I put this down, sometimes I have to go over the rest of it because it just starts to pop a little bit more than the paper. I think I'm gonna put some here. You can cover that, and then I'm not gonna use it on the eyes. So you don't want the eyes to be that stark white. Highlights here. See, you need some highlights on a shiny headband, of course. Yep. Art's fun. I want to put this kind of here too. I kind of like that contrast. Makes sense. All right, I'm gonna make a couple marks up here. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Got that part. I'm gonna do that with the white gel pen here in a second. I want to hit these again with a little bit more solid. I kind of want them to be those small shapes, so I want them to be a solid clear white. Yeah, we want that white to hit like those other, like the values. So those are our two extreme values, right? We have our 10 on a scale of dark and our 0 on a scale of white. And sometimes you don't go all the way like full 0 and 10 because you kind of keep it within a scale. But with this illustrative style, I do enjoy keeping those extremes, because I think you do like, you need that outline effect. And then whether you add in other lights is all different, because I did on a different piece. On this one, I'm not. Another piece on Joy, I wanted it to feel real crisp and clean, so I added in some light oranges. Same with Shy. I wanted it to be a little more subtle, so I added in some highlights as well. But with this, I don't really want it to... All right. Dude, scared shitless. That's what we want him. Boy, just saw a huge New York City street rat. I'll say that much. That vase, it might have came out of the restaurant he's eating. Yes, that happens. Very upsetting. They just announced something now that you can, like, there's like an adopt a rat policy, and it's nothing more than like donating, and they send you a picture of a rat, and you can supposedly own it. You don't get it. It just stays out on the streets of New York. Very weird process. Supposed to help the rat problem. I don't get how. Like, maybe just donating money and then they're doing stuff. Yeah, all we have to do actually before I forget is we have to color the dangly thing. I guess we kind of have to do that, like little bit of. Kind of has to match where the teeth are, right? Like the tongue has to be shaded accordingly to the teeth. You know what I mean? This can't be in light if this is in shadow. It's that line's coming down here. If that makes sense. Why not? Hopefully it kind of does. Because again, the shadow. That means it'll be jacked up. That lip with those teeth coming down, the tongue's here, and then his teeth are here. Whatever. Chin. The light coming in is what's causing that line. The light hits here, right? Or even further back here. And that's doing that shadow shape. That's the tongue. There's the teeth. The shadow on the teeth is here as well. So you're going to get that. That is going to go across to the other side. And there's going to be another shadow. All this is going to be light. This is all going to be shaded. Ultimately why I had to shade that part of the tongue there. The more you know. Yeah, we need that to be like a nice value there. Dope concept. I would have never thought of that. Right? It's all those little things, like the simpler you can move and kind of think about light, it's just gonna start to sort of make sense as on the drawing more. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't even have to necessarily see that. You just be like, okay, cool. Because of that, sure, that has to be shaded. Just little ways to think about it that at least have helped me. You know what I mean? And you'll also notice that, again, it correlates almost with the levels here of the shadow. So because the face is going to rotate too, that light's going to be similar, where that jaw isn't going to be, that'll catch light. But right behind it is going to start to get dark. It's all just painting light. It's fun. It's fascinating to think about. And when your brain starts genuinely like thinking of how light just like flashlights and shadows and all that, it's pretty fun. You'd have to explain. Yeah, cool. I'm happy. That's awesome, man. I'm happy. That's dope. Sometimes I just feel like I'm rambling. You know what I mean? I never really know. All right. Thinking sign here. That's what my brain's telling me. Yeah. You do art tutorials on concepts like that as videos or even shorts. Yeah, I 100%. Actually, where am I in the stream? 241. Yeah. I keep meaning to timestamp stuff like that so that I can kind of remember and go back to it as like a perfect example. 100%. I love that. We're gonna get two cool shorts here. We're gonna get two cool shorts. This is what I used to do old school before Photoshop. Pre-Photoshop. This is how I used to check for my signature location. Before I could take a picture and actually just draw it. I've always cared a lot about where my signature goes. And the reason is it's on the painting. It's part of the piece, right? It's part of the composition. So the best thing you can do, take a piece of plastic. You can check shape, size, location. So then I can see which size, something like that, I think, but a little smaller. So I just did use Sharpie. I used a little ink pen just on a piece of plastic. It's actually a plastic folder. But any piece of plastic or saran wrap, then you can check where you'd want to put your signature. Actually doesn't look bad up top there either, to be honest. I actually think right there. I think right there is the most balanced. And see, if I would have put it over here, I think it would have been too small and not fit right. Something like that. There you go. Another short we'll make right there. Boom. Yeah, I've used that trick a lot. Where did you put it? You have it on a piece already? I didn't put it down yet. No, that's how I figured out where I'm gonna put my signature a lot of the time. Because I've put it down and I've hated where I've put it before on like pieces back in the day. Matters. It just does. It's part of the piece. Yup, easy enough. I keep my signature very simple and overly artsy. It's just change. It's ultimately began as a full name and then just been subtracted over the years. Is what most people don't get. Most people don't understand what it is. So here's a fun example. That's what it used to be. Then it became this. Then it became this. And then it turned into the stylized one it is. It is less and less. It's like my logo. I need to get a little stamp. That would be fun. Having a little stamp of it would be cool. A little square almost. That would be sweet. Because I like it to be like that like calligraphy style. I do like when it's like very much like that. Like tapered like that. But yeah, it's kind of where it always... So it just kind of got less and less. Like I just kept taking parts out. That's what I took. I didn't take that out, but I changed it, lessened, and now it's just kind of a little bit of a logo, a little bit of a mark, right? It just fits in. And then it just feels like a symbol or a logo. I understand, and I don't have any animosity is not the word, but like bad feelings toward it. I just personally don't like when somebody just goes, or whatever, like the long, and then it's like just here. And again, it's like that's part of people's style. It looks great. I just don't really like it on my stuff. That's nothing more than just preference. I probably should do that because you should date everything. I try to date everything on the backs of my work because you should date your work because it is valuable to go back and look at it. But since it's all on your phone now, guess what? It's all chronological. I mean, it's all in order there. It's all kept right in chronological order. So, you know, it's a new world. Kind of why I started moving to it, you know, keeping this as the piece, the logo, the POW. I don't need to date it. I know when this is. There's a lot of references to this piece being made today. That's going to wrap it up, though. That's it right there. That came out nice. Finished strong today for this commission. I'm happy. I like it. The background looks great. I like how it leads you right in. I like how this kind of bleeds out, almost like the shaking. So it's like shaking, similar to the looseness of the eyes. Really like how that bleeds out, so it pulls you right back in too. The shakiness of the eyes, the two different eyebrows. I love the highlights. It pops. These two values worked perfect. These two colors worked perfect. I was afraid this was going to be a little too dark. But again, when you go in with that like nice black lines, that like dark background, the dark tonsil, whatever you want to call that there, it really made this skin tone work nicely. The white shadows, and the shadows all work. Believable. The light feels good. You're looking up. Light's coming from down. I like it. I think it's dope, Brody. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you chilling and hanging and chatting, brother. Yeah, it came out nice. I'm happy the commissions are complete. We're going to get them framed up. We'll be doing shorts. We'll be doing a video on them. We have a bunch of shorts here that we are going to be putting out there as well. And yeah, we'll have a video. We'll have individual videos as well as a full video on the whole commission and the project, because it was fun to create and think of. So we'll be putting them all out. They'll be all over social media. Be sure check them out. They'll be on the YouTube. They'll be in Discord. You guys are everywhere already, but if you're not, tap the like, tap the follow, tap the links, tap all of that stuff, because we have a lot more artwork coming. Join the Discord. Show us your artwork. Show us what you're drawing. Let's see a little sketch. Let's see a little drawing, Shanda. Let's see it. I believe, man. Let's do something fun. Do some fun sketching sometime. Post that factory art. It's all fun, all good vibes, man. But I appreciate you chilling big time, dude. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure talking. Yikes. Nah, it's all fun, man. It's all fun. But I truly appreciate you chilling and chatting, my guy. Everybody else out there, thank you for chilling, for talking, for hanging. We'll be back Friday afternoon this time. So I think we changed it last Friday, but we will be back Friday afternoon around 1 o'clock this week. Figure Friday, a very fun, different Figure Friday. It's actually going to be Figure Friday or Fine Art Friday. I'm not sure yet. We have 2 drawings almost complete. One's a figure, a character. One is a fine art sort of piece that we'll be working on. So we'll see. Maybe we'll put a poll out or something. But we're back live Friday. I can't thank you guys enough. Shando, again, thank you for the love. I hope you're chilling. I hope you're having a great week. I hope everybody out there is doing so good and enjoying the best week ever. Or at least just a good week. As long as you're having a good week, that's what matters. We'll be back live Friday. Until next time, thank you for the love. And above all, stay healthy and stay happy. Much love, gang. Appreciate you guys the most.